They are criminals. I don't know what is called bandits. So the activities of criminals, kidnappers, robbers, killers for rituals, and other horrendous activities going on has cast a spell and untold hardship and mourning on Nigerians. The last few months and years have not been easy on many Nigerians, I must say, if not all, because even the big men or the big men amongst us are suffering right now. The train and airport incidences in Kaduna are evidences that this country does not care much about her people, a country that the roads are death traps and kidnappers profit zones. The trains are attacked. The safety of airports are being called to question with the insecurity. Hospitals are nothing to write home about. ASU is on strike. University students are at home instead of learning. Cost of living crisis, poverty. Like I said earlier, even the so-called big men are not spared from this quagmire, because if you're a big man now, it hurts you and your shoe, they pinch you because you're spending more and you have a lot of more people begging you. The World Bank said a few days ago that many non-poor Nigerians are a shock away from poverty. A shock away from poverty. Yet this administration says that Nigeria is safe, secure, and doing well. The questions we seek answers to are, number one, how did we get here? How much does a human life cost in Nigeria? Does the government care? How much does the government care? Can Nigeria continue on this trajectory? Now like this we go today, now like this we go to go. What is the cost of these inadequacies? Can we afford to continue this way? Are we ready to loosen the shackles of our nation's socio-economic bodies? Is Nigeria ready to be saved? How can we save ourselves? These are fundamental questions we need to answer, even as we approach 2023. I said it here on the show yesterday, that 2023 is such a pivotal year for us, even this year. We must not continue this way. Not be like this, we go the day. The leaders and everybody coming out now saying, I want to be president, I want to be governor, I want to be this. We need to interrogate them more than what they are telling us now. It's not that I'm going to provide power. How? We are going to ask you the questions, the detailed questions, and don't come and give us that, bamboozle us anyway, not for me anyway, but I am appealing to Nigerians that those are the kind of questions we need to begin to ask, and we shouldn't sell ourselves for 2,000 naira, 4,000 naira, or bag of rice with their pictures on it. I think enough is enough. We cannot continue like this. Nigeria is such a blessed nation, a nation with potential, and because of Nigeria now, I've disliked that word potential, because you say Nigeria is a country of potential. Come off it. Countries are leaving us, and we think we are just in a world of our own. 206 million people will just bandy it. We are the greatest market. Who told you you are the greatest market? We have a market of the continent now close to 1.4 billion people. Some other smaller African countries are leaving us. And that brings me to what happened yesterday, the Super Eagles. Perhaps it could also be a reflection. It's a reflection of what is happening largely. Some school of thought were of the view that, in fact, they didn't even need to play in the first place. Or what are we even rejoicing for? They didn't even need to win, because it would have mirrored, if we had won, it would have masked the decadence and the horror and the mourning that as Nigerians we're supposed to be in. But the loss of the Super Eagles on Nigerian soil, I know it's sport, and you know, anybody can win or anybody can lose. It's a sport of 11 against 11. But it also mirrors what's happening in the country, that we need to fix this country however we want it. So I think the football people is for your own, to attend to Israel and try to fix that. But many Nigerians were so disappointed yesterday, because just like I said, even though we came out to support the Super Eagles yesterday, we just needed like a ray of hope, something to lift our spirits and something to distract us from everything that has been going on. But the Super Eagles didn't give it to us yesterday. So, okay, we're not going to be in Qatar in this year. But that gives us time to begin to fix our country. And whether if we can fix this country well, we would now have an opportunity to be at the next Nations Cup or at the next World Cup 2020, 2026. Then for the fans, those of you that were destroying the national assets yesterday, to whose gain? For those of you watching, and perhaps you were part of those that destroyed those national assets, shame on you. As a young man and I saw you there, shame on you for destroying those national assets. We're saying, okay, fine, we need to build national infrastructure and all of that. The small one where we get to now, they destroy them. How can you begin to vent your anger on removing things from the stadium? I even saw some people losing the stuff that I think the sponsors put, or the names of the sponsors. You should be ashamed of yourself if you were among those that did that yesterday. And it doesn't speak well for a country such as Nigeria, that we have the youngest population, perhaps even on the continent, between 18 and 35, and we disgraced the country yesterday because that was an international event, and people were watching us, and you took off your shirts and you were destroying national assets. We should clap for you. Definitely, I'm not going to clap for you because it was a show of shame yesterday. I know that we were all upset, but that shouldn't make us engage in violence, that he had to take tear gases to chase people out of it. That's a stadium that cost us a lot of money. Now, to do the repairs, it will cost us a lot of money, and it will be taxpayers' money. So I think this morning, it calls for a sober reflection. I don't come out like this. I don't come out like this most times now. But, you know, it's just a sober reflection for the country that we cannot continue to be like this, and also tell truth to power. Tell truth to power, because for any administration that will come up on board, when you come, after highest 8 years, you will go. After 8 years, you will become a normal citizen. Things that affect the normal Nigerians will begin to affect you. That is, if it has not even affected you at all. Check out what happened in Kaduna, the train incidents. The MD of Bank of Agriculture is still yet unaccounted for. Over how many people not yet accounted for? A friend of mine got across to me yesterday. In fact, a guest that I host on the show did tell me that 2 of his cousins were on that train, that his nephew is still missing. Come on. And anyway, let me hold my fire now, but I hope that this has been able to ignite at least some kind of feeling that we're still humans, because in Nigeria now, I feel that our source of humanness has been lost. Source of humanness has been lost. Like I said on the show yesterday, this is a country where many farmers were beheaded in Benue State. Farmers were beheaded, cut their heads off, and nothing happened. So, but we should not continue that way. We shouldn't. Anyway, on the show today, we'll take you through our business headlines in a bit. We'll also be taking you through the CBN's intervention in the manufacturing sector. That's if we are not, and I'm being told we're supposed to have a live broadcast, but let's see how it goes. But let's get started first with our business headlines. Temipere Silva, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, has lamented the sharp decline in foreign investment in Nigeria's oil and gas industry. He also criticized Europe's haste in opposing fossil fuel investment, emphasizing that the Russia-Ukraine conflict has taught the globe a valuable lesson, particularly in the energy sector. Silva said Nigeria was ready to step in as an alternative gas supplier to Europe